Alright, give you a quick overview what I will be shipping here. Obviously this will plug directly into your MaxxRace. This is going to plug in place of the factory ECU after you've removed all non-stock wiring from the bike. And this relay here is going to plug in here, connect to the 12 volt side of the battery. Okay, then beyond that, coming off of the igniter here, you've got a head ground to hook up, so somewhere on the cylinder head. Let's kind of start at the top here. Your shift light is going to plug into the pair valve connection over the valve cover. The wastegate pressure sensor, which is 0 to 100 psi, is going to plug into the stock map sensor connection. Your speed input harness here is going to plug in line on this speedo connector, and then it's going to get inserted here into ECU pin 5, which is the black connector in the factory harness, fifth spot over. That's going to be there'll be a blank there right now. Next up, you've got your fuel pressure and then your intake air temperature sensor, and those are going to plug into the secondary throttle valve actuator located near the injector connectors, and that's 150 psi sensor. And then this is also 150 psi sensor, and this is oil pressure. And this is going to plug into the secondary throttle position sensor. So the secondary throttle blades are going to need to be removed. You'll set idle manually. You won't have the idle control valve and that stuff. The tricolor LED, I talked to you before about how to mount that. That's going to plug in here real close to the ECU. Sort of in your tail section area, you'll have the Holley coil driver here. So this guy's just plugged in here. You've got your 4 EGTs. Those are all labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got the CAN connection, which if you were to go with an aftermarket dash or something down the road, you can feed that, or there's other CAN sensors and stuff that you can do. This connection is the general purpose outputs 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's 6 of these total. These are all able to switch 12 volts, relatively low current, I think an amp and a half or 2 amps, something like that. Okay, then you've got your boost solenoids. So I've got that. Here's the add, here's the subtract, and then those guys are going to plug into the stock O2 sensor connector. Okay, and then from here, this is the 8-pin Yosh connector underneath the seat. There are 2 analog inputs available on that connector. Here is a 6-pin connection that goes along with those 12 volt outputs. This 6-pin connection here is for the SDS connector, which is also underneath the seat, and there is something available there. I forget now here at this exact moment. I think it's an output actually. Then there's a barometric pressure sensor located underneath the seat, or that general area as well. You won't be needing that anymore. This will have an analog connection, or analog sensor connection available for that. There's a mating connector for the CAN connector here, and then I've given you some ECU pins as well. ECU pin number 3, there's another digital input available, not being used right now, so I'll give you the connections for that. And yeah, that's about it. There's a MaxxRace this would just get plugged into. Once you have that, I will send you the file for it as well. Let me know if there's any questions.